and things that should have been covered under our equipment budget. So that's the reason why for years our expenses were so low, is because we were paying for it out of our private funds rather than submitting the bills to the town. So that's an artificial, if you look prior to anything this year, and it was your brother that brought us to the attention that said, we should not be paying for this stuff. This is equipment for the functioning of the museum. So we felt that there might have been in past years artificially lower expenses because we were spending our own money to pay for those things.
Okay.
So that is also something that...
Well, most of your own money was grant money, correct? Alcoa grants and those types of things? In the past?
Gifts.
Sale books.
We sell historical books and fundraising type things.
Okay.
But again, we cut $2,500 out of the budget by getting somebody to agree to make our sign for it. So I believe we're showing a good faith effort to keep our expenses down, but we are trying to develop our facilities, and I just don't feel it gives us a lot of room for projects to improve if it's so close to what our contractual, yes.
Do you, when was the last time you applied for a grant, other than Alcoa?
We have been looking into grant writing. The thing is, no one on our current board has ever done grant writing. We are looking into it. We are also working with Joe Savoca of the looking at grants, but the main thing right now is lack of experience in guidance and how to fill out grant applications.
Sure. Yes,
We are currently looking at some, but the question is, nobody feels real confident because we don't know the writing process
Sure.
or the things that should be in there, but we are looking into it.
Okay, good.
I got a good social studies teacher, good social studies teacher, both can write, and you got a good math teacher. You guys ought to be able to figure that
Yeah,
out.
but we've been...
I'm just kidding, you see. I'm just kidding.
We've been told they're looking for a certain style
Yeah, I know.
of
There's
language.
a bit of a science involved.
And the thing is, none of us have ever worked on applying for a grant, but we are looking for them.
Yeah. It's labor intensive as well.
It's very labor intensive, but we're trying to look for some small ones that aren't too complicated to kind of get our feet wet. So we are looking, and we are aware of grant money that's been brought up at our meetings. Our major drawback right now is the one person on our board who did have experience in writing grants has left. And it's just really a lack of experience in going through the process, but we are looking for grants that aren't too complicated to maybe get our feet wet. And again, it's just asking for somebody to step up to the plate, and it can be intimidating.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. No,
And you look at some of these, but we are looking at grants, and we are taking baby steps towards trying to get some experience maybe in the grant writing process.
Good.
It's just right now, the makeup of the board, we don't have anybody who's an experienced grant writer. But it is on our radar.
Okay. Anything else?
Mount Northern Music and Video, $1,355.96 on 314.
Okay. And what's the annual subscription for the service?
I believe it's Cirrus.
It's not a lot, but it's going to be $60, $70 a year, something like that.
Yeah, it's a relatively small amount.
Yeah, okay. All right. Anything
Okay.
else?
Anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll take your request under consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Good, thanks. Meals on Wheels, you're next, come on up, come on down.
Door number 1, 2, or 3, $0, $100, and $0.
don't have to jump up and down and do all the stuff they're doing to give you. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Jessica Frigo, I'm the Director of Meals on Wheels, and I do believe, we had asked for 14,000, that was according to Mark Bogdan had asked us to, because we started our budget in a $6,000 deficit, and I believe you all are looking at giving us 9,500.
That's what's in there.
Well, we are going to say thank you. I could give you a million reasons of why we could use more, but after the cut last year, we will graciously take 9,500 and say thank you. Because everybody's facing cuts, and I broke down some new figures to try to look at it a different way and stuff. If you guys are interested in hearing it, I would love to tell you. A little bit of how we just had our fundraiser. I'm sure you've all heard. We were all over the place. And in August, we get a stipend from New York State Office of the Aging and the County Office of the Aging. It ends in October. We just got our last $2,000. What they do is they reimburse us per meal that we send out to the elderly at $4.70 a person, which is what we try to make a meal per person. Right now we have 93 people, and at the $4.70 a person, which we average about 23 days a month, some people, it's about $10,053. So that's per month, just to feed everybody. And so we go from now with no money. So we're going to use the $18,000 we just raised and try to get through the rest of the year. That is.
Saying that stipend ends
It just ended.
forever.
No, just
Oh.
till the next budget year.
Oh.
It stops October, November, December. We sort of rely on the resources that we make. We've added a spring fundraiser also. We've added a spring cabbage roll sale, and we were toying around the idea of a pie sale for Thanksgiving, but cost effectiveness is not, when you look into what goes into the hours making pies and the ingredients, we wouldn't have gotten ahead in the deal. But, and that's, the $10,000 is just the food costs, and then we have our basic operating expenses. We really have no special, I think even in the budget plan, because I said to Mark, I go, can I offer them more? I said, and then just our basic operating, he goes, what do you pay? I said, well, the lights, the heat, our salary. I said, and we buy food, and he goes, there you go. I said, oh, okay, good point. I said, I have nothing more to offer. So, but yes, so 9,500, we graciously say thank you. I don't know, that was pretty much what I had prepared to talk about.
Well, I want to thank you and all the volunteers of Meals on Wheels. You do a great job and a great service to the community. We heard the spiel my spiel with the senior citizens. We do what we can, when we can. And at some point, I think town support for Meals on Wheels is probably going to evaporate. I hope that's not soon, but I think that's something that everybody needs to be aware of. Everybody pays the same amount for meals?
No. There are some people that actually cannot afford to pay.
Okay.
And
some people don't pay at all?
Yes.
And so and you do that based on income?
Yes. I personally visit everybody on the program.
Okay.
And do like a little, they give us a poverty level to go by.
Okay.
On this New York State poverty level.
And you have how many clients right now?
As of today, 93.
93.
But we have 3 people that called and didn't get meals because they had appointments or whatnot, so technically we have 96 people, but any given day it fluctuates. But usually this time of year, by this time we have dipped down into the 80s or 70s, we have not went below 90, so I don't know what this winter is going to look like.
So we're doing a little over $100 per person, the town is, our contribution, 9,500, just about $100 per person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the only other thing, I'm sorry.
Your area is just the town of Massena, or is it other townships?
We do actually touch on the town of Louisville, and they send us $2,500 a year. We have 6 people in the town of Louisville, 6 or 7 now, I believe. They send us $2,500 a year to cover they send us a nice little note every year. The only other thing I did learn this year, which I did include it in my letter, is that we are not a state mandated program, and God forbid if the money ever did run out from the town that helps us, if we were unable to continue with our private contributors and stuff and hopefully get in our fundraiser to get enough money, It's not a state mandated program, so the Office of the Aging doesn't have to take it over. And with their budget the way it is right now with all the sequestrians that have happened, they told me they would not be able to take over this area. So we would have, and it's not just 93 people, because we have people that come on for 2 weeks that have just got out of the hospital. So they come on, go off, and then somebody else comes on for 3 months because they just had their knee operated on. So it might be actually, if I haven't looked at the exact number, but I would dare to say it's over like 120 people a year we actually service between the coming on and the going off. But
What's the formula for what you charge somebody? You said some people pay something and some people don't pay anything.
yes, some people, depending upon, we have one gentleman, just for example, that I just went to visit. His income, he was on unemployment, he is 63 years of age, and his unemployment has ran out. He gets, I'm not sure exactly what it is that he gets, but I know he gets $600 a month, and he has rent. He has not applied for food stamps or anything yet. He literally is living on $603 or $4 a month, and he's trying to make ends meet. So right now, I say to him, we actually don't, we tell everybody, we ask, and even if they have extra canned food, I say, you know, if they go to the pantry and they have 10 cans of kidney beans they're not going to use. I say, you know what I mean? I say it's not, we ask you contribute if you can, as in monetary, or like he just gave us 10 cans of red sauce. He can't eat red sauce. So he said, would you like some red sauce? I said, sure. And it makes them feel good too because they're contributing something. And so
So it's, the formula's on you. You go out and see these people and you make that decision.
actually, there's an 18-page form from Office of the
Okay.
Aging that has poverty levels. Like there's the
Okay.
the low, the medium, the high brackets.
Thank you.
And what's the most anybody pays?
$4.50 per meal.
We were talking about the Office of Aging and the mandates, that's the county or the state?
Where we get our stipend?
Yes.
It's a combination. We say we are 28% partially funded, and it's a combination, I have to say, New York State and County Office of the Aging.
Okay, and neither of those mandate to the program here?
Not at all. Not at all. I just found that was news to me too when I was begging them for more money. And they said, we have no more money. And they said, you're lucky. We've got the same for the last 10 years. They can't take into consideration how we've grown, how the cost of food has risen. They give us the same, we've got the same amount, and it's, I think this will be the 11th year, the same. Maybe someday we'll, but they can't. They said, you're lucky you're getting that. And I said, okay, you're true, that's true.
Historically, you have served more than about 100 people. In earlier years, you were serving a lot more people.
We just broke a record this past winter. They've never reached 105 people. We reached 106 people this past winter. And like I said, we're at 93. Today we had solid 93 people served. And so I think this winter is going to be, because we haven't even had our fall people, because we have a bunch of people that go off during the summer because they're able to get out and they don't want to take meals away from somebody else, but in the fall when they can't get out when it's icy, they call us and start up their service again. So we'll be easily over 100.
So Louisville and the town of Louisville, town of Massena are your only government agency besides the St. Lawrence County and the state? They're the only government agencies that give you money?
Yes, we get the $2,500 from Louisville and the 28%, which works out to about 38 from the town and county. Yes. And the rest is fundraising and private donation, which we do in October when the money runs out to try to get us through till January.
Okay.
And I thank you,
Anything
everybody,
else?
for your time, unless you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much. Thanks for coming, Phil.
Take it under advisement.
Thanks for your work as well.
Thank you.
It's time to hit Old Man Winter with a 1-2 punch. It's time for a Fisher plow from Frenchie Chevrolet. The new Fisher XV2 plow features extreme flared wings, Fisher's trip edge design, super fast hydraulics, and more. The XV2 gives you both outstanding performance and maximum productivity every time you plow. Frenchie Chevrolet, 255 East Orvis Street, Massena, your Fisher plow headquarters in northern New York.
a business and need more than just a computer salesman, StarTech is your answer. We have 4 technicians available with over 60 years combined experience for fast, efficient, quality service. We've been serving upstate New York since 1983. We support local and wide area networks, and we service most makes and models of computers and printers. We have a complete in-house service facility, and we offer on-site service to most areas.
StarTech, computer, cellular, and music equipment.
Supporting a green agenda, Wiley Trash Removal has been serving the community for over 40 years. Wiley Trash Removal also recycles cardboard and paper. Call 315-764-0038.
I think you've got the document. I sent it to Nancy last night, and it's the same as what you
Hasn't
had.
changed, so I didn't.
Right. Right.
The only other difference is the fact of the suggestion on the driveway and fixing up in front of the doors. Frank got a new quote today, so that's down lower than what the top number is. So
The latest figures are to do the apron, if you will, in front of the building itself, $30,050 for blacktop, or $37,975 for concrete, to do an additional 2,725 square yards rather, the parking lot with a 1.5 inch of type 6 top would be $24,000. You're talking collectively $62,275 to do the whole parking lot.
right, and like we talked yesterday about, if we don't do the top coat down the road 5 years, we're gonna be digging everything up and costing 5 times that.
You don't have top coat on that right now? You do not have a top coat on there now?
Not originally, we sealed it, but, they didn't finish it. That was one of the things when we did the rescue squad that, you know, we went.
But that parking lot's in pretty good shape though, right?
It is, except for where it's been sealed and the seal has come out and it's getting into the cracks and stuff. So to put another shim coat on it would save it. It would fix it for probably 10 years. If we do nothing, then I'm saying in 5 years, you're gonna dig the thing up and replace it, which would be additional cost.
Roger, who did that parking lot?
Who did it?
Yeah.
It was done.
I don't want to go there.
Okay. No, I'm just wondering, I was wondering if they just put the course there. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it.
No. It was done with the original bid of the building. So to tell you who the contractor was that did blacktop, I don't know.
But my point is, you're saying they only put the 2.5 course. They never did an 1.5 fine at top.
Yeah, all they put down was 1.5 inches, so.
Well, they only put down 1.5 inches.
Of course.
I can't remember, Roger, that was a long time. Was that to bring our building budget down? Is that why we did it that way?
Yep.
I thought so. I thought that's why we did it that way. We figured we'd go back and top coat it later.
Yep.
That's what I was asking that. I mean, that doesn't make a bit of sense when we put 1.5
Well, I remember, now that Roger said, I remember we took that out of the budget in order to bring the costs down. That was a long time ago.
Wouldn't have to be done all at the same time though, would it? Was that quote saying,
Yeah, I think
are they separate prices, or are they
There's two
saying if
different,
we do?
originally I was asked to look at the in front of the doors. So you're talking, say, worst case, $37,000.
Right,
It's an additional $24,000 to resurface the balance of the parking lot.
if they do it at the same time?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
so
they
if we
got the
did
machinery
it
there.
twice, would it cost us more than
There's
$24,000?
$3,000 mobilization on that.
Okay, so if
So
we
they
did one thing
mobilized
this
twice.
year and one thing the next, we'd pay $3,000 more?
And the price of the asphalt might go up as well.
Right.
Well, I'm just asking, you know, we can't always have Cadillacs, sometimes we have to drive
This
Chevrolets.
isn't Cadillac, this is.
I understand, but we
trying to
can, we may not be able to spend all the money in 1 year, is all I'm asking.
Okay.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
You budget your equipment on a year-by-year basis.
And if you notice, I even
So-
brought it up for
Right,
3 years
so-
ahead
Right,
on equipment.
right.
So, the only other question I have is that the rescue squad is in need of a Stokes basket. A Stokes basket is used where you can't use the structure to get to ditches, roofs, on the water. You know, many applications, car accidents is what I'm saying when you're in a ditch. It's $1,400. I'd like to see that come out of the casino fund if possible.
Why don't we have one of those already?
We had one. It's
Okay.
old and,
Okay, so it's replacing it, upgrading it, okay.
yeah.
The paving money, do you have money to do the paving?
Well, I'm putting it in here to say it would come out of the equipment funds.
Okay. Do you not have a capital fund at this point?
They got it all in one.
They have a savings account for
Just pull stuff out of, yeah.
equipment.
What we used to keep in 3 accounts, now it's all in one account. Remember what we used to
Well,
split that
you still,
It's
Roger
not-
still breaks it
Yeah,
out.
it's
but-
not restricted,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just a savings.
Roger, break, you guys
He's
break it
still-
down, you break it down into 3 categories.
Yeah.
Just another update for everybody. We had an issue, I guess, Chuck, about water in the wall. Then a couple of months ago, he asked me to look into it. At the rescue squad. We got an email from you. Water running down the wall inside, yeah. Okay, well anyways, okay.
Wasn't
From somebody.
Okay, somebody said it to me.
But anyways, we got, investigated it. We brought RSI in. There's nothing wrong with the roof. We determined that gutters came down this winter on the backside, which is allowing the water to pool and hit the foundation, which is, it's basically seeping through the foundation, coming into the floor. So actually today, it's been like pulling teeth to get somebody there, but I got some guy that's gonna be within the next 1 or 2 weeks will repair the existing gutter system that's there and replace what's missing to get us through the winter. But then that's another project that we need to look at down the road, because what I'm being told is that what was initially installed was undersized for the size of the roof.
Could be.
So, but that's a project next spring that we can talk about. But the roof is okay, the foundation is okay, we just gotta get the gutter back up so it's not pouring on the foundation and puddling. So it's not something inside the wall. I got an email from somebody.
Relatively easy fix.
So that'll be fixed in the next 1 or 2
I don't
weeks.
have complete dementia yet.
No, wait a minute, coming here, actually.
Oh, maybe it could have been now.
It was a while ago. I may have sent him based on some, I don't know, yeah. Okay, anything else interesting for right now? Okay. Normally I take a break.
The folks at Frenchie's Ford know that when it comes to leasing, you want straight answers. Our professional sales consultants are ready to answer all your questions. Now check out this great lease special. How about this new 2014 Ford Escape SE that features Sirius satellite radio and much more? Lease this one right now for 24 easy payments of just $244 a month. That's less than $9 a day. Frenchie's Ford, 216 East Orvis Street, Massena, or visit FrenchiesFord.com. Ford, go further.
Welcome to Shades Tanning and Hair Salon, located at 108 Maple Street, Massena, New York. Featuring fast, effective, high-intensity tanning in 2 levels. Relax in the laydown or save time in the stand-up. Both are available for your tanning pleasure. In a hurry? Try the 7-Minute Sun Capsule, the hottest bed in town. We also offer a variety of hair services, from everyday cuts and colors to holiday and special occasion styles, all at affordable prices. And don't forget to spoil yourself with one of our luxurious, top-of-the-line tanning products. From intensifiers, To bronzers, to after sun moisturizers, we have just what you're looking for. When asked what they thought of Shades,
I like coming here because of the quality of the service and the comfort of the care and of course the good company.
stop in today. First hand is free. Or call for an appointment with Joanne at 705-4267. Shades Tanning and Hair, 108 Maple Street, Massena, for all your hair and tanning needs.
Hi, I'm Mike Jones. We're here at StarTech Computer. We have computers, cellular telephones, and music equipment. We do repairs on most makes and models of computers, and we'd like to tell you what we got going on this week.
Smokey here from StarTech Computer, here to tell you about what has to be one of the cheapest cell phone companies around. It's $10 for 4 months with 100 minutes. That equals out to 25 minutes per month and $2.70. Now, I don't know too many cell phone companies that can compete with that. These guys have the same great coverage as one of the leading competitors in this market, so you're not going to have to worry about dead zones or call drops or any of that. And we do sell cell phones here. Some of the phones we have are like this Motorola phone. This is a flip phone. It does have a camera. It does have speakerphone. It is one of the cheaper phones we have. We also have the Motorola Razrs, which are nice phones. And we sell the cards here. And we also have other plans here if you're interested. So come on down and take a look.
Stand, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will proceed with the regular meeting agenda, and that includes 15-minute public comment period. Rules, I'm taking my jacket off for someone. Rules are, you can address the board about anything. We ask you to keep your comments to 3 minutes, and that you only comment one time per period, and that you, before you say anything, just stand up, state your name and address for the record. Anyone from the public comment period? Hi.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Matthews. I live in DeKalb Junction, New York, and I go to DeKalb Central School. I'm currently taking a class through SUNY Canton, a distance learning class for government politics, and I chose to address the board tonight because I have become interested in the issue over the Massena Hospital, and I just wanted to state my opinion about it, how I think we should still keep it a municipality, because it is not only important to this town, but to the county in general, because people who work there, and they might not want to work there anymore if it turns private and they might move, and then the county will receive less money because more people won't be putting money into the county. And I just wanted to ask you guys, is there any talks about this recently, or will there be?
Talks about not staying public, you mean?
Yes.
I think in an ideal world, we'd love to keep the hospital public.
Right.
So the hospital board right now is looking at what's involved in privatizing and if that makes sense financially and otherwise. And so there's certainly a possibility it will stay public. In my opinion, it's not going to stay public long term. I don't think we can afford that. That's just my opinion.
To answer your question succinctly, yeah, the talks have been going on since last spring.
Will there be any decisions made on it, or is there still doing research?
Yeah, right, the decision was made after the research. Is when the hospital board finishes with their research, they're looking at things from a legal standpoint and what's involved with the transition. They're also looking at it from a financial standpoint. When that research is done, then my guess is they will come to us with a recommendation of the direction to go. But it's really, I'm going to correct Chuck if I could, by saying that there's been, for 15 years, we'll go back to the Public Benefit Corporation, all those other possibilities. They looked in the past at different ways to keep a public structure and keep it financed, but we're where we are today because those weren't successful in the past, and the clock continues to tick away as far as the hospital's financial viability as a public hospital.
When a decision is ready to be made, I think you're going to be talking about three entities: the hospital board, the town board, and the state. Okay, and it's whoever's going to hold sway. That's one opinion, but I think those three entities will be the ultimate decision-making bodies.
You know, and maybe you read Rebecca, right? And maybe you read, Rebecca, some of that. There are, I think, now 2 public hospitals left in the entire state.
Yeah, I heard.
And a few years ago, there was at least half a dozen, if not 8 or 10. And those numbers have, for a variety of reasons, have dwindled down to 2. Some because these couldn't function anymore and they closed up shop, or they changed to the status to a private not-for-profit. So ultimately, the decision is going to have to be made. This board is going to make the decision, but we can't make that short of the involvement of the hospital board. And ultimately, as Councilman Nicola says, the Department of Health is going to have a lot to say about it too.
Do they have a deadline before they will have to, if they get in debt too much?
We're trying to get so they don't get in debt at all, but we don't have a specific deadline.
You asked if deadline if they run out of money, is that what your question was?
Yeah.
They've got about maybe 2 years maybe of cash flow, unless their funds, funding sources of all the sources they have change and more money starts coming to the hospital. That's just about where they're at. We get their financial statements every month. Mr. Gray and I are liaisons to the hospital. Mr. McCauley used to be. We get their financial statements every month. And they're getting down there pretty good. Last month was a good one. We don't know how next month was good.
Do you enjoy your course?
Yeah.
You're a brave young lady to come up here and talk. That's a good course.
Well, I'm from here, so
Yeah.
I've lived here. Like born and raised here, and I was born in the hospital, so I was concerned, and I thought I'd come and talk in front of the board and talk to you.
Good. Will this go toward your credit for your class?
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell your professor you did a great job. He should give you an A for this project.
Because you got a good sense of what town government's all about with all these people in here tonight.
Yes,
Because we're in the middle of our budget process right now. And that's what was going on when you came in earlier today. Because everybody was asking about their budgets and money and all that. So you got a good taste of what we do.
And in a few years, you can run for town council wherever you live too.
Supervisor.
Or supervisor.
My professor is a town supervisor, Ken, David Button.
Oh, sure, okay, yeah, we know Dave.
Yeah.
All right, tell Dave we said you should get an A for this project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else, public comment? Okay, we'll move on.
It's time to hit Old Man Winter with a 1-2 punch. It's time for a Fisher plow from Frenchie Chevrolet. The Fisher Extreme V plow takes efficiency and plowing to a whole new level. It features a completely redesigned blade with tapered wing design, gap coverage, high carbon steel cutting edge, and much, much more, providing you with the greater performance and reliability. Frenchie Chevrolet, 255 East Orvis Street, Massena, your Fisher plow headquarters in northern New York.
Fourth Coast Entertainment Magazine, published monthly, distributed throughout northern New York and surrounding areas, providing information on the arts, bands, concerts, nightclubs, recreational activities, and tourism. Online at fourthcoastentertainment.com.
The town board for, submitted by the town clerk for meetings on June 19, July 17, July 29, August 21, August 26, and September 18.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carries. Resolution to accept or reject the following bids on one surplus dump truck. International Navistar, 2000 International Navistar.
We have two bids, one from JSSJR Enterprises for $3,490, and we have one from Baseline King Corporation, $9,151. So I say we accept the $9,151 bid.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second.
This is a truck at the airport. We got the new one last year. This is the one that left.
All those, discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carries. Okay, resolution to amend the hangar lease agreement with Cape Air to state a new time frame. They're asking to start a month earlier and end a month earlier. So it'll be from October 1, 2013 to April 30th, 2014 at the same rate of $1,000 per month.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carries. Thank you. Another resolution to approve, with or without changes, the new hospital bylaws. Everybody had a chance to look at those?
Nope.
You want to wait a month?
I don't know what their timeline is, but I just got in the mail yesterday. Thank you, Nancy, for getting that to show us what the changes are.
Yeah, because it,
Georgette did.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, it's wrong lady, I'm sorry.
We were closed Mondays.
Well, they were on Monday or you, well, it doesn't make any difference.
all right,
So they sent out a thing so we could see what the changes were instead of, because I started to read it, I said, wait,
I was in the same boat.
I'm not gonna sit here and try to figure this
Okay,
out.
so we'll table it until next month.
Does everybody get a copy of those, Georgette?
You sent an email.
I did.
Okay, all right, great.
Okay, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign on behalf of the town of Massena a letter of support of the city of Ogdensburg application for the local government records management improvement fund for a GIS geographic implementation project. Geographic implementation project. You have information in your packet about that. Georgette,
You want the,
you want to explain it to us real quick?
no. That was the thing that Kimberly brought. It's free, and they're just gonna map out the whole town of Massena as far as all the laterals and all the water lines and the hydrants and the manholes, and it's, they're gonna keep it so that you can access it online. But there's no cost to us at all. We don't have to administer the grants done by Ogdensburg.
So they want our support.
Just
They
do a letter of
want
support.
Did the village get one of these? 'Cause this
Yes.
seems
So
like,
moved.
I'll second.
yeah, it seems more like
Oh,
a
it's-
village project than a town project.
No, but we have, they're gonna do our town
Village
water
is doing it as
districts.
well.
They're going to do the water
We'll
district.
do our water district.
Yeah, they're gonna do the whole town of Massena, including the village.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
the way to go.
absolutely.
The MED has everything under GIS.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, we have a motion and a second, discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carries. Okay, the museum has permission to have a rake be deaccessioned and donated to the St. Lawrence Power and Equipment Museum in Madrid. The rake has no accession number.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second to give a rake to the Power and Equipment Museum, Agricultural Museum in Madrid. Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carries. Okay, parents' notification. I don't want to get too far in the weeds here. There is, to some extent, because we don't know because we haven't done the research yet, a problem with at least a portion of the water line in North Record River Road. There's some research that needs to be done on that, some study. We're going to need to dig up some water line and see what the condition is and what the extent of the problem is. We just don't know that yet. We don't know if it's a workmanship problem. We don't know if it's a design problem. We don't know if it's an earth problem. We simply don't know. There's a lot we don't know. And last month, we didn't know, last meeting, we didn't know who did the work either.
And I mistakenly thought that Paris had done the work.
And he did not do the work.
And
so-
they did.
Nice
And
letter.
I thought your letter was great, John.
Told them that I would apologize for that, and certainly, you know, I've only had good experiences with Paris, both at work and with the town board, so.
Mr. Burley sent us an email, I think we all got it. And in that email, it describes what,
Came late today.
yeah, what needs to be, or what they want to do going forward, so that's where you're at. The gentleman he's talking to here is saying, shouldn't we have to go ahead and redo the whole thing? I think I read that in there.
It was pretty extensive, yeah, it's pretty extensive. But- So.
He said, this gentleman that we're talking to is, he's a PE, Paul Hansen, from Indiana. Anyways, he says, he emphasized that the option of full replacement should not be considered as the only option. So he's saying, once they get these samples, they'll be able to figure out some other options for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
The samples haven't been taken.
That's correct. That was mentioned in here also, that we've got, somehow we got to figure out how to get these samples done there. I don't know if Tim's going to get a hold of you or whatever, but I got this today.
Yeah, I need to late today, I came late to touch it for.
You got it. You're probably not, but you're not even.
So, the point of this is to say that, you know, Paris was not responsible, they weren't even on the project. I thought John's letter to the editor summed it up very well, and I appreciate you doing that on behalf of the board, although you're the one that got us in trouble.
Himself in trouble. He made me in trouble. I'm bailing out of
Shit happens,
I'm out of here.
Okay. All right. Discussing the Alcoa property transfer. The Alcoa is, you remember, actually started at least a couple of supervisors ago, an effort to do a property swap with Alcoa. The town owns some land. I don't have that with me, I don't think. Is it in here? There's some property on 131 that we have, and Alcoa would like, for their purposes, they are willing to give us a substantially larger, greater amount of property on Horton Road, that there was some thought in the past that would become an industrial park, another industrial park. That obviously is a long way off, but so Alcoa is, the delay in the project was Alcoa needed clarification from, I think, the EPA and the DEC as far as a waiver of responsibility, shouldn't be any contamination there, it needs to be settled. There's been a release from the environmental agencies to do that, and it clears the way, basically clears the decks for the land swap to proceed. Alcoa would still like it to proceed. So,
they want to proceed now.
Yeah.
They're ready to go.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for them.
Right, they just got back to us last month before, I think, and I talked to them that there's a new real estate person here, I'll praise him, Massena guy who's come back to town, whose name escapes me, I just met him at a meeting last week. I don't know if you want to, make a decision tonight, but I would certainly like us to make a decision within a month and to do the swap or not. I think what we need to do is, and I haven't done it yet, is get in the car and go out. I want to see the property we have on 131. I know where the property is on Horton Road.
Is that the lot for the boat ramp area?
No.
It's down past the S-curves, going towards the state park.
Yeah.
There's a
It's
section.
not, I don't think it's on the water side, it's on the south side of 131, I believe. Right?
No, I think it's,
He's on the
no, it's on the water side. The dike goes up around like this, and there's a stretch of property that goes in there.
What do they want?
Oh, one there, isn't there?
I don't know. They want it to be contiguous.
So it doesn't butt up to their land at all?
Well, it's across the road from them.
Just across the road, yeah. I think it was just that they thought it would be more useful than property on Horton.
All right, why don't we do this? Let's do some research. I'll try to get a report back to you next month.
Yeah, it's been 10 years or more.
Yeah, it's been kicking around a long time.
Mr. Gray, is that land on Horton Road clean?
That's what they were supposed to do. Is
Yeah, I believe that, but the documentation we just received states that it is.
No PCDs.
But we'll double check that. It wasn't
No
used for anything.
PCDs?
It wasn't used for anything, so I would imagine it's.
That was a testing ground.
So, but the documentation is in the packet they just sent me, so we'll review all that.
What did they test out there?
Cable and wire.
Is that where that creek goes right through there?
Pardon?
There's a creek that went through there that they used to,
Yes, there was.
did they clean that, did they clean that up, or is that in the cleanup with the river? I wonder. That's something.
That cleanup goes from that big hill you see all the way across to the river. That's what I'm saying, is that clean land.
I'm talking about that creek goes.
They couldn't release it
The
unless
creek
it
goes
worked.
east-west. We'll have to check it.
And I think that was the question all along, is that they had to get approval from the environmental authorities to be able to remove the land, and it would have to be clean in order to do that. So, that's the report we just got. So it's an extensive packet.
They're the ones that made the suggestion for the swap?
No, we didn't.
I don't remember.
I think Mr. Solvay did a long time ago, Supervisor Solvay. Because the property that's on the river is,
The property we're talking about is the one that I was involved in about 4 or 5 years ago, the pie-shaped one on 31.
Yes.
They wanted that so that they could have continuous property.
That's what they wanted
They
for,
were
yeah.
going to trade us off, like you said, a very large,
300 or 400 acres, I think.
yeah,
wasn't it?
more acres
Yes.
than what that pie was.
Yes.
Has the big hang-up with us was, Alcoa approved it, we approved it, Joe Welch was our lawyer, we did all the paperwork, sent it in, and it got lost.
surprise.
Has EPA approved,
That is what they just sent me.
wait, now, has EPA approved that unnamed river, stream, or whatever?
Yeah, there's that stream.
That
goes
was
down
the
through.
big hang-up, because they
Come on into Frenchie Selects right now and harvest yourself a real deal this fall on a quality select pre-owned vehicle of your choice. How about this 2012 Chevy Captiva LTZ that features all-wheel drive, leather, and much more, now just $25,900. Or check out this 2013 Chevy Cruze 2LT that features leather, power driver and passenger seats, and much more, now just $21,100. Frenchie Selects, corner of Route 37 and Parker Avenue, Massena, or visit FrenchieSelects.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Jones. We're down at StarTech at 260 East Orvis Street, right across from Frenchie Chevrolet. We have computer equipment, cellular telephones, and music equipment. And we'd like to tell you about one of the deals we got going on today.
Smokey here at StarTech Computer with the GMC Bulldozer computer package. This is a Foxconn motherboard with an AMD CPU. It has a quad-core 2.6 GHz socket AM3 processor. It's 3 gig of DDR2 RAM. It has a 500 gig SATA 3 hard drive, a DVD RW burner with LightScribe, and we're packaging this with Windows 7, a Logitech USB keyboard and mouse, and an iInc 28-inch full 1080p LCD flat panel display. This computer package has 7 cooling fans plus the CPU cooling fan, 3 of which are LED. As you can see, they're red on the case. It has 2 thermal sensors so you can keep an eye on your temperatures, and it has a vertical CD-ROM tray, and I'll show you that right now. Makes this computer very unique. The package is starting at $14.99. If you come in, we might be able to cut you a deal.
StarTech, computer, cellular, and music equipment.
We'll see what we actually have for expenses.
To kind of dovetail on that though, Frank has revisited Security upgrades, no, garage, we still need to do something with that. And upgrades here at the town hall, at the museum, and at the library, totals almost $65,000. Sorry, $61,000. $60,500 basically, if we were to do those. And so, before we, I'm sorry? Yeah, we probably would, yeah. This is one estimate, although it is on a state contract, right? NCIS was not, or NCC wasn't, I think they were.
No, we were below state bid. That's the word that's saying, I asked them.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
we're below state bid.
I thought it was a state contract. All right. So, well, the town garage is actually right below it, so, we need to do something on this. And what I would like is to have, John and Chuck take a look at the town garage thing and make a recommendation.
You, Mr. Nicole, have been doing this right along.
The work's been done. It's just a matter of looking at the numbers and looking at the design.
Now you want the engineer and the guy who's pounding some nails in the back.
There you go. There you go.
Where's the
For the
stuff?
town garage?
Yeah. Frank can bring you up to speed, right? You can bring him up to date where we're at.
So what do you want to know? Whether we're going to do it or not?
How we're gonna do it. We got basically three options. So we still got the renovation options, which I think we decided wasn't the way to go. And there are two different options with new construction.
Okay, we'll get together with Frank. You buying a coffee or we got one?
Whatever it takes.
Okay, old business. Municipal agreement on code enforcement, we don't, there is no municipal agreement on code enforcement right now. We don't really know where the village is at or where we're headed. I think there's been some thought on this board that we would not do a joint venture anymore with the village, because we tried that and the rug sort of got pulled out from under us. And we're not trying to cause a bunch more trouble, but it's a matter of doing what's best for the town of Massena.
Let's put it right where the village board, the mayor stated that the firemen are going to take care of the village. Right? So that's where it is.
We have to have a signed agreement for them to do that though.
What did you say, Georgette?
To back up for couple.
For them to be, for the firemen
Yeah,
to be
because
back
they
up
have to be
for.
sworn in. They end up, if they're gonna be back up or do our fire inspections or anything.
I think well, that's something we need to decide. It may be that, I mean, Pete Devine is saying he can do the fire inspection. So it may be that we don't need to include that in the budget next year. I don't think we paid them we have to pay them for the work they've done thus far in 2013. But there's $5,000 in the budget for next year for fire inspection.
Okay, so we need to have that taken care of before January?
We should, yeah.
Okay. So
As far as
put
the
that
big
down in our
backup?
notes, boys.
As far as that
We
being
need
backup?
to make a decision on where we're going to go in this budget process.
Right.
Whatever, right?
That's right. Yeah. All right, old business again, the water maintenance agreement is with the attorney. We've not heard a report back on
I
that
talked
yet.
with Eric today, he's reviewing, I talked with Eric and I talked to Timmy. Timmy sent me some information and I asked Eric if he had it, where it was, and he said, well, I've got this. And I said, well, Tim sent me some attachments. So Eric is reviewing Tim's attachments and what he has, and then I'm going to get back to him. Get back to you.
Okay. Our replacement on the zoning board, a name was submitted to us at our meeting last week, Mr. Triers.
That was for planning, though.
I'm not sure which, was it for either or, was it
This is for zoning.
You prefer planning, actually.
for planning?
A little more active than.
You're vacant on planning, right?
I'm on planning still until I find a replacement or I'm on the board
So
here.
he hasn't, technically, there's not an opening.
So it'll be done in January for planning.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
When Sammy takes over.
We need somebody for planning or zoning.
Yeah, we need somebody for here. 2 years. You do it.
Okay. Transfers and amendments, we got a whole bunch of those in our packet. Total is, I saw it, I remember it.
Library has 3.
And 3 from the library, also some for the community center budget. Some budget amendments. Okay, we're going to transfer, I'll go through $2,716 from one account and B to the B joint recreation, the contingency account in B to another fund in B and joint recreation projects. That'll cover the community, overrun the community center budget. We also need to transfer $436.35 from contingency to Social Security, and for the breakdown is $350 and $21 under B Social Security, and also B Medicare for $86.14. The transfer will cover FICA and Medicare expenses associated with the new code officer. These cost us money already. Budget amendment.
I think if you have kids, you wouldn't buy them ice cream.
That's probably we need to transfer $237,540 from DA to over to machinery equipment with the same amount. And we still need to increase those, I'm sorry.
We're amending the budget.
Amending the budget, I think, for those purposes. Also need to amend the budget for the equipment purchases for the gaming compact funds. CHIPS revenue, $19,294. Another amendment for a transfer of $159,880.71. General repairs of personnel, $135,604.80. CHIPS contractual, $36,570.18. Social Security, $5,000. Medicare, $2,000. Amend budget to allow for the use of excess CHIPS revenue and compact funds to cover the cost for extra charges billed to general repairs personnel and to replenish the account for prior expenses. We also need to create a due to and a due from account for $205 from general aid funds at airport, off-airport obstruction removal, and then library transfer, fund transfer, total of what? $1,861.71. Oh, no, more than that. There's 3 of them. That's just one of them. 1945 is another $1,945, and $2,863.31. So I entertain a motion to do those budget transfers, amendments, and cash transfers. That's your cue. I need a motion. Somebody make a motion.
Oh, you woke me up.
Yeah, sorry.
So move.
I can't do it all for God's sake.
Second.
Yeah, motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carried.
Nancy, that last transfer in the library from contingencies to unemployment insurance?
Yes, that's because...
2,000 a year ago, we don't pay unemployment insurance?
We don't pay insurance, but if someone files for unemployment, we have to write the check.
Yeah, we
And the
pay
state
for it.
bills us.
Okay, so somebody's applied for unemployment in the
Yes.
library?
There was a person over there that was part-time that left for another job, and then I don't know if that didn't work out, and went on unemployment.
Went to the state parks. State parks, apparently wasn't enough time there or some sort of thing like that, right? Albert?
He left and we got paid his unemployment.
Yeah, the unemployment laws are crazy.
They go back to the highest, whoever pays the most has to pay.
And this girl has since found other employment, so that's everything.
So, okay, yeah, the 2863 is all we paid for it.
Also, I wondered if I could just bring one thing up.
Sure.
The airport, actually, right now, airport contractual is over like 31, almost 32,000. And there were several expenses that came up out of the ordinary this year to the tune of about $53,000 that was associated with the...
With this little book that we just got saying we're...
We
Yeah.
have a spill prevention control.
Spill
countermeasure
prevention
in place.
plan and,
It was all the work that we did on
Right.
the bulk storage systems out there.
and it was like DEC
Yeah.
permits and testing and painting and all of the stuff. So I don't know if you want to wait and just kind of see where we are at the end in December, and we could do a transfer from contingency, or we could use some compact money because we're going to have like 150 bucks left over after we've allocated everything. I mean, I can kind of wait, we can just wait and
That's
see
all we
where
got.
we...
150 is all we're going to have for compact for this year.
What we have, you know, we have like 159,000.
So we can
If
wait
we
till,
keep everything in the budget.
we can wait till next month to make that decision.
Yeah, or even
During
December
our,
if you like.
well, we can talk more about it during our budget discussions.
Yeah. Okay.
And they'll have some more fuel sales, so really their sales may exceed what we budgeted, so if that's the case, we can amend the budget on the revenue and expense side, and that will take off some of the
Okay.
I move on warrant number 10, audit number 10.
Warrant number 10, pays the bills, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, abstention, motion carries.
For over 30 years now, Frenchie's Chevrolet has been serving the North Country. And now Frenchie's has a new look and a bigger and better selection of over 100 new Chevrolets to choose from. Like this new 2014 Chevy Traverse LS that features all-wheel drive, navigation, and much more. Right now, lease this one for 39 easy payments of just $327 a month. That's less than $10 a day. Frenchie's Chevrolet, 255 East Orvis Street, Massena, or visit FrenchieChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
There's always something going on at St. Lawrence Center. What brings you to St. Lawrence Center? I love all the products and entertainment too. What brings you to St. Lawrence Center? Their prices are affordable. It's my favorite place to go to have fun. There's always something going on at St. Lawrence Center.
Hi, I'm Mike Jones. We're down at StarTech at 260 East Orvis Street, right across from Frenchie's Chevrolet. We have computer equipment, cellular telephones, and music equipment. And we'd like to tell you about one of the deals we got going on today.
And here we have a beautiful Epiphone DOT Studio guitar. This is like a lower grade version of a 335 Gibson. Great for blues, jazz. This is actually Smokey's favorite guitar here in the store. You can catch him playing all kinds of blues. And the out-of-tune Beatles tuning. How's that? I will tune it if you buy it. This guitar is going for, last I remember, I think it was $300. So come in, I may give you a special deal on this one as well.
StarTech, where we make things work for you.
Committee reports. Airport Highway.
The airport, obviously, I just told you we have this manual now for spill prevention, and also we have a manual. It's a ground vehicle access program training manual, which everybody, including myself, who accesses the runways, the taxiways, every year has to be trained. It has to be updated. So we actually put a manual together to be able to train and test. The highway, obviously, right now we're hauling sand, getting ready for winter, getting sand haul done. We'll start getting trucks ready, getting plows on, and hopefully we don't have to use them, but actually we're working on that. That's what they say.
You never know.
That'll be something else from the airport. No,
You have
talks
the
about.
Ducks Unlimited?
Oh, yes, it is, yeah, I got that down somewhere. We need to, kind of late edition, we need to approve, you got it right there, Frank? Wait, I think I got it.
It's in here. It's in here.
Here it is, right here. No, this is it.
I got it, right here, Joe.
I got it somewhere. There was, in the course of the project, a runway project, we impacted some wetlands. And one of the ways to do that is to create new wetlands to replace the wetlands that were impacted at the airport. CNS was looking at some different options of doing that. The NIPA was doing a project in Waddington. We thought we would add on to that project, add a couple more acres, because you had to replace from like 2 to 1, at least 2 or 3 to 1. If you do away with half an acre of wetland, you got to replace it, I think it's over 3 to 1 or 2 to 1 with similar wetland. But in the course of looking at this, while the CNS was doing their research, we were contacted by the U.S. Department of Agriculture about Corps of Engineers, I'm sorry, Army Corps of Engineers, about a program that the federal government has with Ducks Unlimited. And until recently it hadn't been approved for our county. And it was approved sometime this year for our county. And we can in essence buy a credit from Ducks Unlimited and give money to Ducks Unlimited. That allows us for a credit for wetland restoration, because Ducks Unlimited has a very extensive program for wetland restoration. So for the amount of, and I can't find my thing, how much? $35,000 to Ducks Unlimited, that will take care of our need to, here it is, that will take care of our need to create wetlands. We wouldn't have to bother with that, which would actually be a heck of a lot more expensive than $35,000. So,
Did CNS miss that in the
They-
hearing? Because
they-
typically,
they-
wetland mitigation is
Right.
part of any of the airport projects.
no, CNS was working on it, trying to find a solution. It would have been a heck of a lot more expensive than $35,000. So in the meantime, we get a phone call from Army Corps of Engineers saying, hey, you've got a wetland situation at your airport. There was recent approval this year to include, I think it may have been New York State actually, this is our county, New York State in this Ducks Unlimited program. So if you can now avail yourselves of the program, take care of your wetland mitigation project, and it'll only be $35,000, which is a lot less than.
Is that annually?
No, it's a one-shot deal. One-shot deal.
So the ducks don't matter as long as the money's there. Right?
No, Ducks Unlimited is going to restore the wetland. Come on, they're going to. I don't know, we're in an approved place. We don't have to worry about it.
Somewhere off the airport.
Appropriate
Better be
habitat.
out the airport. They spend money to get rid of wildlife out there.
What's that?
The process is doing, Massena needs to write a check to Ducks Unlimited for $35,000. Then Ducks Unlimited will send a credit sale letter
Yes, to the U.S. Army Corps of
to the Army
Engineers.
Corps of Engineers, which will satisfy. So in other words, we're going to send the check to them. They're going to send confirmation that the check was received to the Corps of Engineers, and the Corps of Engineers
Will give us approval on wetland
Yep,
mitigation.
there you go. Bob's your uncle.
I can't talk about this tonight because it wasn't in my packet before.
Oh, okay.
It's an inside joke.
They're pretty poor with it.
$35,000 to be out there. Where's the money going to come from?
It's included in the grant.
It's already,
That's why I say it's typically part of the engineering.
2.5% is ours.
2.5%, but we've already
We've
included that.
already allocated that
Part
money.
of the whole project.
That's why I say that's typically part of the engineering, is wetland mitigation. Yeah. No.
And it's cheaper.
No, this is the right thing to do.
It's cheaper than it would cost us to go through the whole wetlands
So we want a
restoration.
No question.
Yes.
And it doesn't require any
I'll help the
engineering, moving of stuff. It's a big deal.
Motion and a second. Motion from Mr. Rathai and a second from Mr. Nicola.
So we have to do a do to and a do from, I think you mentioned that.
And we also need to create a due to and a due from for the airport, what's the account?
Runway 927.
Runway 927 project, right.
You want that separate resolution?
No, we'll do it all in one. We're doing all in
Okay,
one.
I'll make my motion, say yeah, put it all in there.
Great. Second amended as well? Good. All right, we're killing 4 or 5 birds with one stone. With a shotgun, you can kill probably only 2 or 3.
We're not killing ducks.
Well, it's season, Nick. The season's open
As
right
long
now.
as ducks aren't killing airplanes.
There you go. All right, any further discussion? We've got enough already. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carries.
The folks at Frenchie's Ford know that when it comes to leasing, you want straight answers. Our professional sales consultants are ready to answer all your questions. Now check out this great lease special. How about this new 2013 Ford F-150 STX Super Cab truck? Lease this one right now for 24 easy payments of just $284 a month. That's less than $10 a day. Frenchie's Ford, 216 East Orva Street, Massena, or visit FrenchiesFord.com. Ford, go further.
Welcome to Shades Tanning and Hair Salon, located at 108 Maple Street, Massena, New York. Featuring fast, effective, high-intensity tanning in 2 levels. Relax in the laydown or save time in the stand-up. Both are available for your tanning pleasure. In a hurry? Try the 7-Minute Sun Capsule, the hottest bed in town. We also offer a variety of hair services, from everyday cuts and colors to holiday and special occasion styles, all at affordable prices. And don't forget to spoil yourself with one of our luxurious, top-of-the-line tanning products. From intensifiers, to bronzers, to after-sun moisturizers, we have just what you're looking for. When asked what they thought of Shades,
I like coming here because of the quality of the service and the comfort of the care and, of course, the good company.
stop in today. First tan is free. Or call for an appointment with Joanne at 705-4267. Shades Tanning and Hair, 108 Maple Street, Massena, for all your hair and tanning needs.
Hi, I'm Mike Jones. We're here at StarTech Computer. We have computers, cellular telephones, and music equipment. We do repairs on most makes and models of computers, and we'd like to tell you what we got going on this week. Hi, down at StarTech Music, we have a complete line of student band instrument rentals. We've got saxes, clarinets, violins, trombones, trumpets, drums. We have violins, saxes, clarinets, drums, trombones, trumpets, and violins, saxes, clarinets, trumpets, trombones, and more. If you're interested in band instrument rental, the first payment covers the first 3 months. If your student decides to keep playing, all of the rental money is applied towards the purchase. If the student decides not to keep playing, you return the instrument and owe nothing.
StarTech, where we make things work for you.
Yeah, no.
Hospital.
Meet Monday, right?
Yep, they meet Monday. I've had 2.
Bad month. So you know it's a bad month.
I haven't looked at that, I just came today, right?
What was it, 400? Yeah, they left. $400,000.
Minus $497,000.
Minus $400,000 this last month.
We got to meet Monday.
Hospital?
I can't go. Forget it.
Why, you going now?
No.
I was gonna say, you go ahead, I'll stay home.
No. I haven't been to one yet.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
No, I got a fire meeting.
6 o'clock.
Oh, that's
Okay. We've had 2 meetings of the Massena Memorial Hospital Future Committee. You've probably read about it in the paper. Positive so far. Hopefully it'll only get better. MED.
They haven't met yet.
No, they haven't, they meet
I haven't
next
seen
week.
anything.
Next week.
Usually next week.
Noon or 1 o'clock.
Library. Anything new there? Anything?
Both Chuck and I, Linda, I have a question for you, as long as you stay. Chuck and I both attended the meeting. It was a budget meeting, and they are coming to our meeting on the 23rd. During that discussion, we talked about the BOCES space. Has Elaine contacted them? Because Chuck and I made it clear that whatever decision they're going to make has to be made before this budget's approved.
Call her to see how she picked out.
Okay, just remind her of that deadline.
I know in the Observer article, there was some response from McKeel about the money not being in there, because their budget's kind of like the village budget.
Right. Fiscal year is different.
Yeah, they have a different fiscal year, and they don't have any money.
Well,
so, but that doesn't mean that they can't be creative, like we have to be sometimes.
Yeah.
It also doesn't mean that they can't say, we may not be able to help you right now, but we will commit to helping you next in our budget.
That's true.
Yes, we didn't ask that, so.
Okay, and the Brazier thing is going to referendum, we know that, right? That's been public. We got certification from Brazier that that'll be on the ballot.
They're finding that, one of the comments is that they're finding that their e-books subscriptions and activities are way up.
Oh, yeah? That's good. Okay, museum.
I attended a meeting and they're really happy with the door alarm. Thank you, sir. And you heard from them tonight. That's basically what happened.
Okay. Recreation.
Because of our special meeting yesterday, I wasn't able to.
Okay.
BDC meets tomorrow, and I hope to have some information about what they need to put help finish that railroad spur on.
Okay.
So we can talk about that during budget process out of compact.
Okay. Chamber of Commerce board meets tomorrow. They have been working to finalize job description for director, and they hope to, I believe, start advertising that within the next couple of weeks to try to get somebody on board to fill that. I'll know more about it when I attend the meeting tomorrow.
If you attend the meeting tomorrow, thank Penny, the kiosk outside had not been updated. They had stuff on there from May and June. So I went over to see Penny, and she said that she's pretty well out straight because there's no director. But it did get updated. It got painted. Frank had it painted.
Yeah.
And it's updated with current stuff. But somebody said, that should be updated because a lot of people look at it.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank her for doing that.
I will do that. Jim did it. Jim Baxter did the work on that.
Painted it.
Cleaned up, painted up. Looks good.
We'll try to get through the rest of what you asked me to do next week, get through our hall here.
Okay, all right. You notice too, along with how nice the kiosk looks, the new globes are here for the lights out in front. They've been installed, and they'll be on when you leave today, I think, and they're looking pretty nice.
Say no smoking, no drinking?
No, the globes don't say that. I want to get one of those LED things that run like a marquee. Stay off the steps if you're going to smoke.
Frank.
Don't fornicate, don't yell at
Frank, there was, I don't know if I was with you, but I was with somebody. And the 3 boxes out front for depositors, they're getting pretty rough shape.
Well, Time Warner just got theirs back from Time Warner, and there's one box that hasn't been.
St. Lawrence Gas was working on a replacement for theirs.
Joe had contacted them, Nancy and Joe had worked together when we moved them, because they fell over when we moved them. And there's
Time
supposed to
Warner
be
took
putting new boxes
theirs.
in place.
Time Warner took theirs, and they brought the new one back?
Yeah, Time Warner's
I didn't
back.
notice, and it was back, so. And
Just,
St. Lawrence Gas
St.
is
Lawrence
in
Gas
the
is
process as well. They were in the process of ordering more replacements. Okay, supervisor report. I've actually got a few things this time. Well, it won't take long. Just point out, Nancy sent me a note, 2 outstanding town employees received some recognition. Jim Debian, who works in the Highway Department, is Fireman of the Year, Senior Volunteer Fire Department Fireman of the Year. And Dora Richter, who is our court clerk, was recently elected Treasurer of the New York State Court Clerks Association. So attaboy to them, they did a nice job, and recognized by their peers for doing a nice job. We take care of hazard mitigation, did that. received word late yesterday from the county. We are expecting a check of $88,240 in compact money. After the agreement that was struck last month, the Mohawks have resumed payments, and that is our payment for the month of September. So that's 1 month payment, and if we can extrapolate that out for 12 months, it's very, very good news. The other side is, however, that we need to submit a plan to the county ASAP. I am suggesting that we spend $50,000 of that money to market the airport, and
What do they need to list?
we need to approve it, and then they need to.
You're going to approve it tonight?
Well, no, we're never going to be able to. I'd like to, but I'm
Next
not gonna be
Wednesday
able
night,
to.
we got a
Yeah.
budget?
We haven't made any commitment to the fire department yet.
No, we have not.
I think we should.
The 38 would cover that.
Well, we should, but we should, I think, Joe, we agreed, you and I were talking, we need to tie that in with the fire contract. We need to talk about the fire, we need to finalize the fire contract, but as far as I'm concerned, part of that is compact.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think if we commit the funds, will help that, you're right, will help that contract discussion.
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I think we should commit the funds.
I think we should, they have made a request for compact monies. Okay, we need to approve that, I feel, and we need to tie that in with the
Oh,
contract.
yeah, absolutely, we always have.
Yeah.
We always have. Yeah, I agree with that 100%, but I think, yeah, I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, we are.
I think we're saying we should commit to that,
Yes.
and it should help that discussion.
You know, I think we can wait till Wednesday and get a list of what we want to do, because, you know, I hadn't even thought about it. I'd have to look through what are you talking about, just for in this check, or what?
Yes, for this check, for $88,000.
Why do you want to pop $50,000 all in one check for the airport? Well, I don't know, I don't know, I haven't even had a chance to think about it.
Do you have to do it for every check? Is that how they want it now?
That's what they're telling me. Although they expect the payments will be made quarterly.
We've never gotten them monthly, have we?
They're expecting the payments.
We haven't got it.
They're expecting the payments will be made quarterly going forward.
Okay.
So
We never got them quarterly, did we? Didn't we always just get a lump?
Once a year.
Once a year.
But if you did a plan for the whole year, would that be okay? I mean,
We're gonna have to do.
I would think.
Yeah.
we shouldn't have to do a plan.
No.
Can I be honest?
Well, yeah,
We shouldn't do a plan.
we agree with you. But-
And, you know, and the word from the county is the state saying, well, if you can get legislation introduced that says you have to have a plan, there is no legislation that says we have to have a plan. So why do we need legislation that says we don't need a plan? I mean, come on.
Joe, in your narrative, I think you had said that you were expecting about $500,000 next year.
Right.
This is saying if it...
Twice that.
Okay, right. And the 500,000 number that you had in your narrative, we really hadn't committed
Yes.
much of that yet, have we?
We committed
Oh, for the airport,
500,000.
for
We
the,
committed most of it to the highway and the
Paving.
balance to the B fund.
That's to take care of what we paid out of the budget last year.
What happened to the
No,
$987,000?
It's all detailed in your book under the narrative.
The back page is in there, look at it.
I guess my question
We
is,
can talk about that in our budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday. I would
We'll
just
talk about that in the budget meeting.
list of everything we want to do, send it off to them, say this is what we're going to do, we'll be here. See what they say.
Like the 937, we have,
The work detail is.
we were going to pay back the B fund, the DA fund for equipment purchases, the DP fund for net chips expenses, and then we were projecting 500,000 for 2014. We were going to put 64,000 into B, 435,000 into DP fund, so that there's no outside tax levy. And then after all that's said and done, we had like 154,000 left.
Okay, 154,000, assuming 500,000.
Yes, that's
So,
assuming 500.
yeah, so if we get
So if we got twice that,
900,000, we'd
end up with
we'd
60.
have $500,000. Okay. Okay. So we should be able to make some commitments.
Are you looking-
Pretty good commitments.
I mean, are you looking down the road at equipment, and is
Well,
that part of that?
all
or-
the discussions we had last week about setting up funds and stuff like that, I think we'll have that opportunity now. And I think that's what we should do. I do too. Along with some other commitments like the marketing that Joel talked about, the fire department, rescue squad, the other people that are asking for stuff.
Can I just mention to you, yesterday at the local government conference in Potsdam, there was a really good discussion about fund balance. And Laird Petrie, he's an auditor from the Comptroller's office, and he was talking about fund balances and what you should be using them for, what you should not be using them for. And he told the class that his office is available anytime you would like them to come. He would come here and give us a discussion on fund balance about how to set up reserves, the best way to level out your tax rates. You know, he said you shouldn't expend fund balance for reoccurring expenses. You get into trouble doing that. You should use reoccurring revenues to pay reoccurring expenses. And I think it would be great because, you know, he talked a lot about setting up reserves and that type of thing. And
We should.
I mean, he would come
we should do
anytime
that.
you'd like to have
But
him
we
come.
do spend recurring revenue.
Yes.
Recurring
Yes, we do.
expenses.
We do, but a lot of times too, we also use fund balance to pay for that.
No, I understand, but you create fund balances a certain way.
Mhm.
You either have more revenue come in than you expected, or you spend less money than you expected. That's the only way they can be created. So I think we already are doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing to have fund balances.
Yes, and he
Because
wasn't saying
it
it
can only
wasn't.
be a positive thing. More money from other revenue sources, or you spent less than you budgeted.
And what he was saying was, you know, everybody has great intentions, and a lot of times people don't want to set money aside into reserves because they don't want to tie the money up. And he said, you know, sometimes you'll have a board or a supervisor that'll say, well, I know this money is here, and in our minds, we know we're going to use it for this particular project. But then maybe somebody on the board leaves, the supervisor doesn't get reelected, someone else in his place comes along and says, well, I want to lower the tax rate this year down to nothing, and there goes your fund balance. So it's a way to stop that from happening. He called it politicizing your fund balance.
I think it would be valuable.
For over 30 years now, Frenchie's Chevrolet has been serving the North Country. And now Frenchie's has a new look and a bigger and better selection of over 100 new Chevrolets to choose from. Like this new 2014 Chevy Cruze LS that gets an estimated 35 miles per gallon highway and more. Right now, lease this one for 39 easy payments of just $184 a month. That's less than $7 a day. Frenchie's Chevrolet, 255 East Orvis Street, Massena, or visit FrenchieChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Hi, I'm Mike Jones. We're down at StarTech at 260 East Orvis Street, right across from Frenchie's Chevrolet. We have computer equipment, cellular telephones, and music equipment. And we'd like to tell you about one of the deals we got going on today. Here we have an Sonic VFX SD synthesizer. Regular $3.99. Let's say you saw this on WNTS TV, come on down, $50 off. Take it home, play all your favorite songs.
StarTech, where we make things work for you.
We need to look at multi-year budgeting.
Yeah, bottom line is, we should be able to do that. If this $88,000 continues,
Yeah.
plus there was an article in the paper today about sales tax being out in
Right.
St. Lawrence County.
But he was saying, you know, you can level out your tax rate a lot easier, especially if you buy equipment like the rescue squad. You know, I'm thinking that sometimes that they finance their stuff or pay cash for it up front. He said you never should do that. You should finance it, lease it for over a period of 5 years to level out your cash flow so that you're not reducing all of your cash at once. The same thing with our purchases that we have. If you can afford it, fine, but if not, and he said you should set up capital reserves, you should set up a 5-year capital plan, which we don't have. We have one at the airport, but we don't have it for anything else. And, I mean, he is just terrifically knowledgeable about all that stuff.
Where's he from, Albany?
Syracuse.
I guess my question was, is that if you're going to be looking at a year's worth of, planning, so should every department be looking at what their needs are over the next year? I mean,
Sure, let's spend it before we get it. We're good with that.
No,
I'm not just, I'm being sarcastic, Frank, I don't mean directly at you. Yeah, we should look at department needs, I have no problem with that.
That's all I'm asking, I mean.
Yeah.
If we develop a 5-year plan for each department, it would help.
Yeah, I think the
Big
plans
department.
make perfect sense. We need to know what's coming down the pike and how we do that. And I don't want us to make snap judgments on the stuff, but this is the way to not make snap judgments. We know what's coming down the pike. So I think it's a good idea. Everybody looks at what they need.
Every audit and every financial institution always asks the question, do you have a 5-year plan? And we always say, no, we don't. And it shows that you're planning ahead, it shows that you're doing your homework and making preparation, you're not just, dealing with today. I think it would be helpful.
Like you say, we do have one here.
Yeah.
CNS updates that.
Right. But for the actual infrastructure, we don't really have anything.
No, we don't.
Like for the terminal building, for our poor pathetic little hangar, the pilots.
Pilot's lounge.
Conference center. Nancy, the next sales tax revenue information comes out what? Next
November.
month? November?
1st of November.
Okay. Did they unrestrict what we can use the money for with the compact? The compact money? As far as, does it have to be economic development or is it?
So they say.
It has to.
Or
It's not, yeah, Nancy said what did you say last week?
It's not in the law. The law
No,
says.
it's not. It's not in the legislation.
You
There's no
have to
restriction.
use it for economic development or for gambling addiction. The balance can be put in your general fund. That's what the legislation says.
And the Governor Pataki decided that he was going to put restrictions on it. And every governor since, so of course, everybody who's governor thinks they're king of the world. They can dictate to everybody. Doesn't matter who the party is or who the person is. They put those same restrictions on us. And we go forward with these, what I consider unreasonable restrictions. But if you want to wait a week, I have no problem with that. If you want to do something quick tonight, I say we do $48,000 the airport promotion and upgrades, and $40,000 for emergency services.
Promotion and upgrades, what do you mean by upgrades?
Promotion and upgrades, any upgrades you need at the airport, whether it be the pilot's lounge or other projects at the airport. Physical upgrades, I guess we should say. But we can wait, I have no problem waiting a week.
You asked me, CNS is investigating some form of optional conference center type building. Just so you know, they're working on it.
Okay.
Hey, Georgette, Nancy, can we set up a computer for next week's meeting?
Sure.
I think that would be, if we set that up, and we have that discussion next week, I think it would be good to do it on the screen, where we could...
In Excel.
Yeah, where we could say, okay, this is how much revenue we expect over a certain period of time, and this is how we think we should spend it. And we'll be able to document it all as we're talking, instead of, the reserve accounts. Everybody had great ideas last week. We got to remember what those ideas are and get them down on a piece of paper. And I I think we might as well start using that thing. I think that would be a good thing to do next week, while we're doing it. And by the end of that meeting, we'll have it all captured.
Who's coming next week?
Library.
We got BDC,
Library.
Who else?
Library,
That's it. Chamber?
We have BDC, Library, Humane Society, and Chamber.
That'll pretty much knock it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
That's everyone that we
Then we
changed
just
their
have
request.
then we just have to finalize that.
Yes. Okay, one other thing. We recently settled one of the outstanding tax certiorari cases. This one involves Kent Grove Realty Corporation, which owns the St. Regis Nursing Home. They had challenged their assessment. The assessment was $3,726,000. We have agreed to the following. Actually, that assessment was for 3 years: 2011, 2012, 2013. $3,726,000. And we have agreed to a reduced assessment of $2,916,000. So it's about $800,000 reduction for those 3 years. Petitioner, which is of course Kent Grove Realty, shall be entitled to full repayment, refund of all taxes overpaid each year, pending from respondents. All those ordinances be bound by this order. The town, the village, the county, and the school district, and that there are no penalties. So we're going to have to do a refund. All 4 entities will have to do a refund: the town, the village, the county, and the school district of that amount of taxes, the difference of those two assessed values. So as long as the refunds are done within 30 days, there are no penalties paid. So we just need to take formal action to approve this.
Okay.
It's done. When I was in the court, already
Yeah, it's
approved it.
done, but where's that money coming from? And how will we do it?
It's done in the chargebacks on your tax bill. We don't physically write a check, the county does it. And then when you get your tax bill, you'll see a line that says chargebacks. It's for any of these things that we've had to pay out.
The school will have to pay it. Only one has
It'll
to.
be on the school bill. Yeah, I think the school writes the check.
I think they do as well. They have money set aside.
I move we accept the agreement.
Motion and a second to accept the settlement as approved. Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Abstentions, motion carried.
These vehicles look brand new right off the showroom floor. But they're not. They've been detailed by Final Touch Detailing. If you can drive it, Final Touch can detail it. Trucks, boats, cars, and bikes. It's time to think about getting your vehicle ready for the winter weather. Well, Final Touch Detailing can take care of you. Their services include wash, including undercarriage and engine compartment, vacuum shampoo and steam clean, Scotch Guard treatment for fabric, leather treatment, wax and buffing, and much more. Get that car show quality detailing today with Final Touch Detailing. Call 842-9810. That's 842-9810. Or email odie7342@yahoo.com.
Whether you're buying or selling, the Free Trader magazine is the best place to look. Place a free reader ad. Call 769-7149 or visit us on the web at www.freetraderfirst.com. Free Trader magazine, the biggest little paper in the North Country.
Come on on into Frenchie Selects right now and harvest yourself a real deal this fall on a quality select pre-owned vehicle of your choice. Here is what you've been waiting for, a 2013 Chevy Volt that features leather heated seats and much more, now just $34,500. Or check out this 2011 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT extended cab truck. It features a powerful 5.3-liter V8 engine and much more, now just $26,900. Frenchie Selects, corner of Route 37 and Parker Avenue, Massena, or visit FrenchieSelects.com.
Before Election Day, there are a number of referenda up on the ballot.
6.
6, there you go. I knew it was 5, and then it was at least 5 or 6. Two that I think people should be most attentive to is one that allows a referendum to allow casino gaming in other parts of New York State. I believe casino gaming in the rest of New York State, in my opinion, will be bad for our region. Will have a negative impact on the Mohawk Casino, and obviously a negative impact on the revenue we receive through the gaming compact with access to Mohawk Casino. So I'll be voting against the referendum on gaming, casino gaming. Other people should vote their conscience, but I think you need to read the referendum. There's been a bunch of media articles written about it. There's a court challenge currently in the wording of that referendum that tells about the wonderful things casino gaming revenue will do if it's approved. That language doesn't need to be in there, quite honestly, and there's been a court challenge to that wording, and it's still pending. The second one is, I think people should pay attention to, is there's currently a requirement that you have to retire as a state judge at 80 years old. And there are some judges who are in office that are going to be affected by that, and they'd like that changed. They want to continue to sit on the bench past their 80th birthday. People should look at that one closely. They should look at all of them closely, but they should look at these two specifically closely. Nothing against anybody's age, but if you're 80 years old and you're on the bench, it might be time to retire. And there's a lot of other younger judges available, and there's a lot of people in the system, in my opinion, that could easily fill those seats. So I just want to make people aware that these referendums are very important. They're usually hard to find. I think they're on the back of your ballot. I think they're hard to find. They're a pain in the neck. But it's important that you read them and understand them. If you don't know much about them, go online, go to the library, do some research. There's copies of the ballot out already. Take a look at them, read them, try to understand them, because a lot of times they're written in legalese. But those are two that people need to pay special attention to. That's all I have. Anything else?
Joe?
Yes.
Remember we talked a little bit about the budget, the date? I recommended that you set the public hearing for the fire protection and the tentative budget with changes on November 6th.
Okay. So we need to move that tonight.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to set a public hearing for November 16th on the fire protection agreement.
November 6th.
November 6th. What did I say?
After election day.
What did I say?
16th.
Oh yeah, November 6th, I'm sorry. And also a public hearing to accept the tentative budget with changes in the preliminary budget.
One will be at 5:30.
One's at 5, one's at 5. The one in the fire protection agreement will be at 5:30. Second one will be at 5:35. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Abstention, motion carries. Just a reminder, budget workshop on the 23rd. You heard there's 4 parties coming. There was still one scheduled for the 30th if necessary, and then we just set the public hearing for the 6th.
That will probably finalized then.
Hopefully.
We'll get it all done next week.
Hopefully.
Joe, one other thing, the hazard mitigation. Committee.
Oh, yeah, that was the other hazard mitigation, but I crossed that off. We have a thing with the county. We have to put together a hazard mitigation plan. It's pretty extensive. Frank looked at it. It's really too much work for one person. I'm hoping for a couple volunteers from the board to work on that. So I'm doing some research, contacting some people, and working with Frank to get that coordinated.
When's it got to be done by?
Well, it was the 31st. I got to extend. Yeah, I got to extend. We had notice on the 6th of October. They wanted by the 31st, the 9th of October. Wanted by the 31st. I got to extend it a week. So it's until the 8th, November 8th. It really should.
Wouldn't something like that, wouldn't it be better if we had some engineering and professionals and that thing, because I'm not sure anybody on this board knows what we need to do.
We're going to need, Mike's going to need to be involved. Like the assessors, we need some things about assessment. We're going to need some information from the fire department. I may need information from the rescue squad too, I'm not sure. It's a lot of fill in the blank kind of stuff. They've got a form, I don't have it with me, it's pretty extensive. Do you have it with you, Frank?
Did you give it to us?
Yeah, I think you copied you guys. Yeah, you got it.
I sent it electronically.
Yeah.
But it's not in your booklet.
Got it.
This is
You're the best.
Yeah, you made copies, didn't you? Right there.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You made copies. Are you losing it? Right in the club.
I'll help out.
You and I got new assignments tonight, so we're already been assigned.
I'll do it.
Okay, there you go. Tom's volunteering. We'll get Mike involved. I can work with you as well. So Frank, I, Mike, Tom, and whoever else we need to involve. CNS might be able to help with some of this stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. All right.
And when I think of hazard mitigation, a lot of this came up after the hurricanes and things that went up through the Northeast, and I think of, what's the engineering standard on a 100-year rainstorm? I don't know. And those are the types of things that I think if this is going to be worth anything, you're going to need some professional help. If it's just a checklist, then you're not going to get anything out of it.
Didn't Jason Fontenhauer say that he would work with?
Yeah, the county and their consultant will offer whatever help we need as well. The county planning department offered that today. They're under the gun as well. That's why they're putting pressure on us, because the state's putting pressure on them.
This is pretty extensive.
Well, FEMA's pushing it. The feds are pushing it. Because FEMA is getting inundated with, because of all the natural disasters we've had.
Right. And I had a boss who used to say, failure to plan on your part doesn't constitute an emergency on my part. And that's exactly what we're up against right now. We're rushing around like crazy because nobody did their homework
so
before.
it won't be worth anything.
So, wow.
This was a Joe Gilbert thing.
He's getting pushed. What Fontenhauer told me today, the state's pushing the hell out of them.
Yeah. And FEMA's pushing the state.
This is extensive. This isn't going to be a one project.
Very extensive. Some of this stuff.
The thing about not doing it is if we don't do it, then
we're not going to be able for grants.
Eligible funding should
Just looking at the cursory look at this, some of this stuff would be in the, after the ice storms.
Yeah.
They put together the manual, and some of this stuff is in. But this is, like Chuck said, this is expensive.
This thing is this is going to take a month.
Yeah, months, I guess.
Maybe 2 months. And what?
I don't think it's that complicated. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of information.
It's just tedious.
Yeah, you gotta find it.
You gotta know where to go to get this stuff.
So who's working on this? Me, Joe, and who?
Me.
Joe.
And also, we're gonna need to get Mike, we're gonna need to get code enforcement. We're gonna need to get fire,
Planning's got to be there
the
too.
paid fire drivers, probably the
Zoning, planning.
volunteers too, and probably the police department.
Economic development plan, emergency operations.
Some of it doesn't apply, though, just to say,
Well, some of it doesn't apply. Some of it's not gonna apply, like anything, so.
Like a lot of that stuff we don't have.
And some of it we're just checking, yes or no, and if it's no, then you don't have anything more to do.
Hey Frank, has county got any municipalities you can copy from?
They actually sent the example in the package.
Town of Stockton.
Yeah, but is the example just something they sat in a restroom and made it up, or is it an actual?
Restroom.
Well, that's a lot of times what an example is.
That's what they sent out.
Is it a real municipality that did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
Town of Stockton. Boilerplate.
It's a lot of work. Well, that's good, if we've got an example. Can they get one from a bigger municipality like Stockholm?
I got that.
got that.
I'd like to see that, I don't know, but
Okay.
they're, like I said, they're willing to help or answer questions or.
Okay.
The first time I saw it, when I came the email the other day, and I
Yeah,
went to all these
we got
meetings.
yeah, you went to the meeting in June, for God's sake.
Never saw this piece of paperwork.
So you're the head guy then. You tell us what you want.
Well, I'm going to be on vacation next week, so you guys go right at
You're gonna be gone during the first snowstorm?
it. I'm going to Florida, it's snow.
All right, well, we'll schedule the first meeting when you get back.
I guess we have this week if you want, anytime this week.
Yeah, we can do something.
Thursday, Friday if you want.
Okay, plus.
See what Tom's schedule is. Okay.
Joe, you know what I'll do is I'll email them.
Don't speak longer than 3 minutes. Tell us where you are and your address, please. Yes, ma'am.
Robinson, Massena. I liked your article in the paper on nonprofit organizations in Massena, and I think the board should really look at all the money that everybody's asking for. And the other thing is, I think you did a good job on the committee for Massena Memorial Hospital.
Thank you.
Give them a good punch.
Wasn't my intent, but see where we go.
Pardon?
So it wasn't my intent to give a punch, but we'll see where we go. Yeah, we need to.
No, it was well stated, is what I'm saying to you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
It was well stated.
Thank you. Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn?
No. You guys have anything?
I'm sorry. Oh, we can talk to that after we adjourn. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter.
They're gonna call me at home if they need to anyway. Or myself, whatever. I don't.
The assessment reduction for the nursing home?
Yes.
What kind of impact does that have on you guys?
About 250.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know if there's any kind of significant, when you look at the whole, there's somewhat of an impact, Benny, but it's not, dramatic, because in the bigger picture, it's, I don't think anybody's gonna see a spike in their home, taxes on their home because of this, so.
Okay.
Usually the biggest impacts in the school district.
Right, the
though.
school district.
Almost always.
And they have a pretty good reserve fund set aside to deal with this, so the impact there should be negligible as well.
Whatever happened with the challenge to the assessment on the Hannaford Plaza there?
That is still pending,
That's still pending.
as is Hard Haven. There's one more, isn't there?
Our newspaper
Well,
building.
oh yeah, that's right.
That one's
I just, well, yeah, I think there's three outstanding. Northern New York newspapers, St. Lawrence Plaza, and Hard Haven.
Guys, do me a favor, when you talk about the code office in the village, put career firefighters, don't put firefighters.
Okay.
Not the volunteers, it's the career firefighters,
Okay.
the code guys, okay? Career firefighters.
What does anyone know the dimensions of these two pieces of property that Alcoa is talking about swapping, like the acreage there?
The Alcoa acreage is,
No.
yeah, the Alcoa acreage is several hundred, and I think, I want to say 400, Gary, does that sound right, 400? Or do you remember?
It's gotta be in that package that you just got.
Yeah, it is.
It's gotta be in
I've
there.
got it
Acres in there, something like that.
Yeah, I think it is. And
That's what they have, is
yeah,
300 or 400 acres in their off.
Yeah, and the towns is
It's
a
on a
percentage of that.
It's on the Horton Road, right?
It'd be, yeah, between Horton Road and, what's the other one?
Dennis-
Horton and Dennison, yeah,
Dennison
it's
Road.
between Horton and Dennison Road.
And the piece of word given is not that large.
It's like 10%, like
Not very big.
Okay.
30 or 40 acres, I can't.
Did you say 30 or 40, Joe?
I can't remember.
You can't remember, but it's
I'll have to look it up.
significantly smaller though.
Yeah, it's really a relatively small percentage.
But it's contiguous to their property.
Right.
That's why they want it.
Okay? Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
So in a second, we're out of here. Thank you very much. See you next week. Same time, same channel. No different time, 5:30.